I don't know why that's so entertaining to me. Maybe I'll add a third. Hi, Monkey. Hi, Taco. Hope you guys are having a good day today. Okay. Where are we here? Oh my god. Okay, what's scene? All right. We're going to do the bar today because it's my birthday week. Technically, my birthday stream is Wednesday. Am my sound on? Yeah. Technically, my birthday stream is Wednesday. And technically, my birthday is tomorrow. But I wanted to have like a treat yourself kind of day tomorrow. So I didn't know exactly when I would be able to schedule a stream because I'm going to go. I don't even know what I'm going to do tomorrow. We'll have the babysitter. So I'm just going to go do stuff. I don't even know what that stuff is, but I didn't schedule anything. I probably should have scheduled something bougie like a massage or something, but I didn't. So I'm probably just going to, I don't know, cruise a shopping center or something. I don't know. We were both very tired from yesterday, but other than that, oh, you guys had a gig, right? It went good. I saw some of the, is that what the pictures were from? I'll admit it took me a second to make the connection between your picture, Taco, and Shrek. It like took me a second. I was like, what does that have to do with Shrek? And then I realized it before I saw Peter's explanation picture. But that to me, that scene of her singing I Need a Hero is iconic. And actually, there's a long period of time where I preferred, Fairy Godmother. There's actually a long period of time where I preferred that version of the song over like the real version. Actually, I mean, I think I still do. Well, I gave a little bit more notice for today's stream than I usually do, so I would like credit for that. Um, and if anyone is here, oh, you actually did that song? Oh, well, if you guys have video and you're comfortable with it, if you wanted to put it in the Discord for me to watch, that would be awesome. Or if it's on YouTube, like your other song, that's awesome. But anyways, if anyone can't make my Wednesday stream for my birthday stream, if you could still go like leave a like on it, that way it helps in the algorithm. Thank you so much. What else? Any other news? Really, that's it. We'll do the trial today for Turnabout Serenade. I'm hoping it's my cheat sheet for Ace Attorney says the trial should take an hour, but it also said that the first part of the investigation should be an hour, and that took me 2 hours. So I gave myself, I mean, if it takes me 2 hours, actually, I probably shouldn't chat for too long because if it does take me 2 hours, I'm going to be cutting it close to dinner time. But so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the trial, and then I have an Echoes of Wisdom video that I need to edit. It's been on my editing block for a while now. So I'm hoping, I was going to originally have it up tomorrow, but I'm hoping to have it up Thursday. So we'll do Ace Attorney today, Luigi's Mansion Wednesday, and then hopefully the Echoes of Wisdom video can go up Thursday if I can just like get my ish together. You have video of Mimi's Queen Look and one other video. Well, if you guys are comfortable, again, no pressure. It's just, me and Peter are in our 30s and we don't really do anything fun. So if you guys just wanted to post it, if you guys wanted to and felt comfortable posting fun pictures and fun videos for those of us old people who don't have fun anymore to watch, I wouldn't say no. So, but again, no pressure. Literally the entire gallery of your phone is cat pictures. I mean, I like both. I like cats and drag gigs. So, I mean, whatever you feel comfortable posting. I really don't. My only interaction with people is my baby, my husband, I guess my parents. They live not too far, so I interact with them. Occasionally when I go to work, and which I think I've said this before, but I cut back a lot on my clinical work since having the baby, so that's not even that often. And then YouTube is my other interaction, the internet. So, and then seeing all y'all's stuff on Discord. Okay, should I just get, yeah, I'm kind of nervous that this trial is going to take me 2 hours like the investigation did yesterday. So let me just, ooh, it's paused. Okay, let me change scenes here. Where are we? Oh my God. I'm not a professional. Game recording. Oh no, game stream. Here we go. Okay, yeah. I rearranged my OBS docs if anybody streams and knows what that means. So I have like my alerts, my chat, my studio. It's very cluttered. I actually am considering, because I have a tablet that I will just yesterday was pretty much gig. Yeah, that's true. You guys were probably busy. So, but again, no pressure whenever you have time. What does that sound? Oh my God, I had my, it's been doing that this whole time. I'm sorry. I had the stream pulled up on my phone just to make sure it was working. And so that probably was picking up on the mic the whole time. I always try to make sure I don't do that. Okay, it's off. And you have an early birthday gift? Oh, well, just your presence is the gift. So you don't have to do anything special, but I appreciate it. What was I saying? I was saying something. Oh, basically I have a bunch of stuff on my screen that I don't normally have. So I'm like getting used to it. Oh, I don't know what I was going to say. Ooh. I'm thinking I have a tablet that I literally never use. So I'm thinking about using my tablet for chat and having it here for me to look at under my game. That way I'm not like looking back and forth between my monitors. So I might do that. But again, we'll see. I mean, that would be a smart way to use it, because I literally almost never use my tablet. So that'd probably be an easier way for me to read chat if it was like right here while I was playing the game versus having to look over at my other monitor. But you know, that's future Eden's problem. Speaking of future somebody's problem, I need to make sure I'm recording for Peter. Unless, you know, if he has time again, if he's lurking, no pressure, but there we go. That way it's local and not just pulled from the internet. Oh, thank you, Monkey. Maple syrup money. Well, I'm in Texas, so pretty much the opposite side from awesome Canadian maple syrup, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Monkey. Again, just your presence here is plenty for me. I appreciate that though. I'm gonna, ooh, you can like donations. That's awesome. Thank you. I can like it. Can I heart it too? Oh, no. Oh, I can. I can heart it. Oh, that's so cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. If I can find genuine maple syrup down here in Texas, I will use it for that. But I'm pretty far from your side of the world, so it's probably just all the fake stuff, not the real stuff. You know, unless, no, I'm not gonna get political. I was gonna make a joke about a certain president trying to make Canada another state. I was gonna say, if you guys become a United States state, you know, maybe it'll be easier to get Canadian maple syrup. But I don't want to get political because, you know, that's a bummer, and I got a lot to say that doesn't need to be said on a gaming YouTube channel. So anyways, load game. All right, and I'm gonna do my intro. Oh, how should I do the intro? Gage and I call it maple money, or yeah, maple money. I like that, maple money, because it's like got the alliteration. Technically, I'm Peter. You are Peter, not editing Peter, unless you want to edit. I feel like that would get in the way of your true talents. But not that I'm saying editing's not your talent. I'm just saying that's a other Peter problem, not the one. But you know what? That's okay, because you know, I still appreciate all Peters in this chat. Okay, everything ready? Okay, so I need to do the intro. You suck. Okay, I didn't want to. I didn't want to insinuate that you could or could not edit, because I actually don't know that about you. So I didn't want to say like, oh, your talent isn't editing, but maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe you edit videos for House of Hex. I don't know. But I didn't want to insinuate, so I apologize. But what I meant was other Peter is the editor. I edited your stuff. I mean, it's actually not, editing is not that I'm saying you need to edit anything, but like it's not too hard to learn. I would say I'm not very good at computers or any of that technical stuff, and I can somewhat coherently edit my videos, but I would definitely say other Peter, he's very good at editing. And so, oh, Pumpkin's your editor? Oh, okay. Well, that's good that you guys have somebody that's good at that stuff. Again, not saying others aren't. Just good that you have somebody. But yeah. Okay, so we're on the trial. On top of, that's a lot of responsibility, Billy Diffie and editing. I found the Billy Diffie versus Starlight Steven beef funny. A little mean though, y'all were kind of mean. I know it's a joke, but it was kind of mean. But it's okay, I know it's all in fun. Ugh, okay, I'm just making sure I know it's gonna be a lot of talking. That's the hard part about this game. I love this game, but I didn't realize until I actually started like let's playing it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be tough. Like as far as my voice, because it's all dialogue and nothing's voice acted, so it's all me. All right. Yes. Hello everyone and welcome back to Turnabout Serenade, the third chapter of the Apolojustice Ace Attorney game, which I'm playing the Apolojustice Ace Attorney Trilogy. And we are doing the trial. All right, we're July 9th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. He called you Mr. Clean. I forgot what the details were. I just remember thinking that it was you guys were mean, but again, I know it was all in fun. Court is now in session for, how do I say that? Maki, oh man, I forgot that the names and the countries and the language was all weird. Maki Tobaye, Your Honor. The pixie of the arpeggio? Oh, there's music terms too. I'm not good at this stuff. Right, his trial. Court is in session. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-OK, Air Judge. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. Ah, my opening statement, yeah? No. Actually, there's something else I wanted to ask you about. Does he want free tickets? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. Where's this going? What do you say to them? Eh? I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon. That's horrible. You wouldn't say get well soon to somebody with an incurable disease. I mean, I guess that's true. I don't know. He called you Mr. Clean and then called you smelly. That's true. That seems like a, what's the word? Oxymoron? You'd only be kicking them when they're down. What are you talking about? Actually, I'm going to visit someone who's what does this have to do with the trial? Right after this trial, the Chief Justice ooh. The Chief Justice? His son is afflicted with the most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. Okay, that's sad. So I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day. Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? She's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? That's just something random to interject into this trial. In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. You know what? I'm with you. Let's get this done quickly because I'm on a time frame here too. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly. You're in luck, Air Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. So we're blaming the blind kid, right? First, to review the victim in this case. Romain Lataus. Okay, how did I decide to say this? Romain Lataus, age 35. The global manager for Diva Songstress Le Mirror. The cause of death? Blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details. The court accepts this into evidence. Lataus's autopsy report added to the court record. I always like to look at those. 45 caliber, that's quite large, isn't it? Ah, that's what she said. You use it like Hexboy that doesn't have any beef. But it's like fun beef though, right? You guys are fun beefing? That sounds weird, fun beef. There's only 3 Hexboys. Wait, okay, so. Wait. Yeah, so Starlight Steven. Billy Diffie. Wait, who am I missing? Who's the other boy? Oh. Billy Diffie, Starlight Steven. Is it what's Puffy's character? Oh, that's right, Lucifer. Okay. That's Puffy, right? That's her character? I feel bad. I know you guys, I literally just saw a picture of it. Oh, that's Mew Mew? Wait. I feel bad. I know I just saw that. I just saw pictures when you guys were putting them on the speed dating. Puffy is Mamako Sunshine. Okay. I got mixed up then. I'm sorry. Okay, let me look at this autopsy report. Time of death between 9 p.m. and 9:30. Blood loss due to 45 caliber bullet wound. Time elapsed between shooting and death currently under review. I feel like that's important to know. Okay. A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. Ouch. And he's riding something. However, the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. I suppose a victim's condition could have been much worse, considering. There's a lot of, no, but I feel, I read it in chat as you guys talk about it, and then like, but yeah, there's a lot of names. So sorry, I got mixed up. How are we doing here? Okay. Oh, and the crime photo. 2 shots were fired. Here, let's look at the crime photo too. Is there anything I can... Okay, I can't like click on anything or investigate anything. 1 shot missed. The other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall of the seat. Wait, weren't there 2 holes? Observe the diagram. Yeah, there were 2 bullet holes. Oh, but yeah, that's right. So this is where the bullets hit. Okay, 1 went through him. That's right. I see. The court accepts this evidence and diagram out of the court record. Here, hold on. Let's look at that too. Is there anything I can click on in here? No clicky. Okay. You trusted Puffy with a fire and a knife, and no one. Well, that's good. Maybe you can trust her more. Maybe. A cake was murdered. That's okay. That's what their cakes are meant to be cut. If we're talking about a 45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use. Really? Yeah, apparently weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body. Is he calling the judge weak? He's right there. The defense will take more care in choosing examples. Yeah, he's right there. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. This dressing room has only one entrance, this door. Are we not going to talk about the vent that was in the room too? That does seem to be the case, yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots. He's talking about you and Emma, huh? Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course. But that's impossible. Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person. One person? That is, of course, the defendant, Maki. So they're saying that the person who shot the gun has to be this experienced person. They don't think that a high caliber revolver. I don't know. I know I'm from Texas. I really don't know that much about guns, shockingly. But if it's a high caliber weapon that the kickback could really hurt somebody, how do they think a child did this? It's okay. We'll figure it out. We're going to work through the evidence. Cake was doomed from the start. Well, every cake is made to be slaughtered and eaten, right? The defendant, Maki Tobaye. Only this defendant could have committed the crime. But how? It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear. Very well. I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand. Okay, so Emma's a witness? Well, I guess that makes sense. I mean, she's the part of the law enforcement. Your name and profession, please. Emma Sky. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Emma seems tired somehow. Well, she was probably up late. Security at the concert, you say? Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder. True. Now don't blame yourself. Things like this. No, I mean, that is true. That was literally her job. I made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know? I'm sure that makes her feel much better. I want to hear about these bigger mistakes. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered. And we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of the day and your discovery of the crime, please. All right. Cake never stood a chance against Sun Queen. That's okay. I mean, did you use the fire at all with the cake? Where did the fire come in? That's what I want to know. Ooh, murderous circumstances. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. So she's blaming the child too? I like how I say that I like shocked that they're all blaming the child, and I myself started off blaming the child too, like kind of more in a joking way, but now it's like getting real serious. Candles. Oh, true. You do need fire to light candles. It was lucky that a detective was the first on the scene. That door was the only way out of the room, right? The vent! We even investigated it. Yeah, pretty much. Then I don't get it. How can they say that Maki did it? Looks like we need a bit more information. Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. Alright. Murder circumstances. No, the murderer was on security backstage at prosecutor Gavin's request. Press. The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes? That's right. What was the detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert. My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods. So he's using his power as a prosecutor to make a detective come to his personal rock concert? That sounds kind of like an abuse of power. Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say. The stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy? Well, isn't it obvious? My keys. That whole morning, though the whole day was ruined. And it's all because someone stole my keys. I couldn't ride my hog to the show. I couldn't open my guitar case. There he goes again. Yeah, making it about himself. Somebody died, Gavin. Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them? Misplaced them? And the dead guy just happened to have them in his hands? I don't think so. Considering it was your first Valentine's gig, you had fun. Good! I'm glad you guys had fun. Taco and Monkey did one last year. I'm glad you had fun. The few pictures that Monkey posted looked like you guys had fun. So, and again, I know I said this already, no pressure, but if you guys post more in the well, you're not on Discord, right? If you are okay with Monkey posting in the Discord, definitely always entertaining to see y'all's pictures and videos. Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder. That's what I said. Wander into a murder victim's hands on their own. What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hand, that makes you a prime suspect. What? Ooh. How the turns have tabled. Love, slow acting and new. A troquinine is waiting for you. What words are these? He's singing something. Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top? The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was like a sailor adrift on a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen. So I put the detective with the most time on their hands on the task. I see. I can accept that. Well, I can't. What do you mean time on their... He's saying she's boring. Please, the testimony. Oh, we're still that's right. Only when people, okay. Only when people allowed or involved are allowed backstage. We were let in though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the Fraulein special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again. Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now. I don't think you want to be involved with this. Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off. So no other outsiders were there then. And then, at the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the one chatting. I was eating snackies. Ah, hey, no snacking in court. And you're sure the shots came from the mirror's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. A snackoo! Katonk. Oh, she threw it at me. Ah, thanks. So, how about it, Emma? They're just snacking. Hard to be mistaken about that. Please, either talk or eat, not both at the same time. Gulp. Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. I went to the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. Rock? Blaring, yes. When you say rock, are you referring, perhaps, to this rock and roll music that's so popular to see these kids and their rock and roll? That's right. When we went into the dressing room, you know, I feel like today's version of these kids and their rock and roll, I feel like that's rap music these days. Like, I feel like above a certain generation tends to not appreciate rap music as much. But, you know, I don't want to make a blanket statement. I'm just saying. Seems that way. That's right. When we went into the dressing room, music was blaring over the speaker on the wall. They piped sound from the stage into the backstage from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage. Did it have to be so loud? You don't listen to the Gaviners with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I always had the backstage monitors at full volume. When we walked into the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime. If you could hear that music playing, then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself. Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. I examined the scene and determined that, okay. How? How could you know something like that? We're not going to question how she thinks the child shot a high-caliber revolver. As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know there's only one exit from the room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So, how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent. Ah. Okay, so we're finally going to bring up the vent, but that air vent was too small. Who could possibly? Oh, that's how they're saying. They're saying the kid was small. There's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. A child? Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved at the concert were allowed. And of all the people involved at the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child. The defendant? The pixie of the I don't know this word, arpeggio, flitted up toward the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime. But that's just conjecture. Oh, there was no other way out of that room. You were there. You should know, Air Forehead. And there is another vital piece of evidence. Evidence? What? Marks were found on the air vent grill. What? Did we know that before? Traces that it had been opened recently. Wait, what? And something else was found, quite clearly. The defendant, Maki Tobias' finger. What? I would have liked to have known this sooner. Seems like an important thing to tell his defense team. Order, order, order. That air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Air Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you? Ugh. Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it up in the audience. Whooping? Whooping? So this was his decisive evidence. Quite decisive indeed. I believe that's enough of that. The prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. I mean, I feel like if you're small enough, you could get through the vent whether you're a child or not. Simple and decisive. Ugh. I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict, even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit. What? He's just gonna call this child guilty because he needs to get out on time? I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Oh, you posted the videos to Discord? Okay, I'll check them out after stream. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. Ugh, it can't be over already. Very well, I believe this trial's finished. Sir, if the defense has no contradicting evidence, the prosecution has presented our proof, clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it'd better be clear and plain. Ugh, Apollo, they've got us on the ropes already. We'd better come up with something quick. I know. Think, what can get us out of this? We need evidence, or a witness that can prove Maki is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that... Mr. Justice? Do you have a contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now. I'm gonna save the game. Just in case. Because if I'm wrong and I start losing points, I need to make sure I have a backup file. This is it, and so soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. The court wants contradicting proof. Ooh, oh man. Okay. Show evidence, call a witness. Can we call a mirror? I'm gonna call a witness. Prosecutor Cabin, you claim that there's no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor. Oh, that's right. When he died, his dying words were to ask the siren, who is Lemire. Okay, so I was on the right track. I just didn't know why. I think I'm on the right track. And on my $1 million seller hit, what is that word? Atroquinine? Atroquinine? My love. There he goes again. Okay, I'm gonna look up, what is that word? Atroquinine? I don't know that word. It sounds like a medical word, but I don't think it is. It sounds like certain medications. It's funny when I Google that word, it comes up under the Ace Attorney wiki. So I think I don't think it's a real thing. It's a very potent poison that paralyzes the nervous system. Am I spoiling myself by looking that up? I hope not. Oh my gosh, I pulled up a bunch of emails when I did that. Yes, I know I'm live on YouTube. Thank you for telling me. Delete. Okay. There he goes again. That's too bad, because there was a witness. Oh, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly does not? Because I am the only one in the world who knows this. What's going on? I just talked to him and now... He's alive. Mr. Lataus, can you hear me? Cold. So cold. Witness. You're cold? Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Spoiler alert, he wasn't fine. Help is on the way. Can't see. Hang in there, Mr. Lataus. Tell me, who is the witness? The witness is Siren. What? The victim said this before he died? Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. That's true. I mean, not me. Apollo was the only one there, so how is he going to prove that? What do you mean by that? All we know is what Air Forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorneys himself. That is true. Sorry, Apollo. But it's the truth. He said it. I even told you about it. But apparently you ignored me completely. It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly, this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job. That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for. No, it's gonna take off 2 bars. Ugh, there's no backing out now. Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice. Okay, Phoenix? He hasn't even been here in this case yet. We're gonna go with Lemire. Lemire? Recall Mr. Lataus' last words. I can hear my baby crying. Alright, I'm just gonna hang out a minute till she stops. That sounds bad. Don't worry, somebody's watching her. I always feel like I feel the need to always say that in case new people are in my stream and they're like, why is there a baby crying in the background? It's okay. She's always being watched. This is why I tend to just record videos instead of stream, because like then when stuff like that happens, I feel bad. I feel bad for baby and stream. Like, I mean, I feel bad my baby's crying and I feel bad that it might pick up on my, although people have told me that it doesn't pick up on my mic. So maybe it's not as bad as I think it is, but to me it sounds really loud. But also, oh my God, did you guys see that? My capture card. Oh my God, I was looking right at OBS when that happened. No, please. Oh my gosh. It froze. Oh no, it didn't freeze. No, it didn't freeze. Okay. But did you guys see that? It did the flicky thing again. It went back. Oh no, that happened during my Echoes of Wisdom recording. Okay. I might have to. Yeah, it's doing it. No. Do I need a new capture card? I was thinking this. It's been doing so good too. Okay, here, let me save this. Oh. Here, let me pause the recording too. Actually, weirdly enough, good thing that happened. While I was taking a break. Wait, how is it? Oh no. Okay. Let me see if maybe I do it this way. Man, that is such a bummer. I really hope I don't need a new capture card. They're so expensive. Okay, let me try that. Technical difficulties. I usually don't have technical difficulties. This is abnormal for me. I think I might need a new capture card. Ugh. We love those. Thank you for sticking through the technical difficulties. At least it's not like the stream itself, I guess, but okay, let me see if it does anything weird again. Man, because if I'm gonna have to I mean, it's usable, but if I'm gonna have to plug and unplug my capture card every few streams or recordings, that's gonna get annoying really fast. And is the sound there? I think the sound sounds okay. Yeah, I just really don't want to have to buy a new capture card. But we will do whatever must be done for the stream, for the content. Okay. And now my microphone's all messed up. Okay. Okay, sound is there. They suck. Yeah, I'm not happy. I was hoping that it was just like a one-time fluke during my recording. Hi, Gage. Welcome in. You're just in time for the technical difficulties. My capture card is having seizures or strokes or something. I mean, how old is this capture card? I mean, I bought it a long time ago. When did I very first? So I have some videos on my channel that are hidden. When did I very first really start content? Oops. Now I'm curious. Two years. April 2022. Oh, so this capture card might be almost 3 years old. Does anybody know how long is that normal for a capture card after 3 years to poop out? I mean, I guess if I have to get a new Gage, what capture card do you use? Quick, tell me. Is it an affordable one? Because I have an Elgato right now, and I mean, I think it was like, I don't know, I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't cheap. And I know there's cheaper options. Oh, that is what you use. Okay, that's the one I have. Oh, I might have to, if my capture card keeps doing that, I might have to just get a new one. But it hasn't done it yet since I restarted it, so maybe I can get it to cling on a little bit longer. I know there's cheaper ones in the Elgato. I just get nervous because it's like, I don't want it to be, you've been using it for 4 years and you haven't had issues. Okay. So 3 years might be a little early for it to be having issues. Of course, I doubt it'd be under any sort of warranty anymore. Still works fine. Yeah. I guess I'll just have to see. I guess I can put up with it as long as it's not doing it like every stream or every recording. If it does it like every few weeks, that's not the worst. So I'll just have to see what it does, but it hasn't done it yet since I've been sitting here chatting. It just stinks. I mean, I know it's normal for technology to need to be upgraded or whatever, but I was just hoping it would last a while. What's it doing? If you go back in the stream a few minutes, it's doing this weird like color thing where like the color's off and it's got these weird lines on it. It did it in one of my Echoes of Wisdom videos too, that I didn't realize it did it until I'd already been recording for like half an hour. But it's not doing it right now. I unplugged it, replugged it, reset it. So I think it should be okay. Might just continue the game. Oh, let me start recording again. I stopped the recording too, just in case. Okay. Oh, no, I'm good. Are we back? Okay. Yeah, I think it's fine now. You've never heard of that happening? Yeah, it was really weird. Oh, did you look at it? Yeah, I don't know how to describe that. The color just went off for a minute. Well, until I reset it. It's fine. I think it's fine now. And now the problem is, I was saying this earlier too. I have more dots on my OBS screen than I usually do, so the picture's really tiny, so it's hard for me to even tell if it's. I think it looks like it's back to normal. I'll just have to pay really close attention, which means I'm gonna have to look away from the game and at the OBS screen more often than I would like, but that's okay. I have to readjust everything because I was under my desk. And I don't have time for mechanical errors because I would like to finish this stream in an hour. And I don't know, I'm not very far into it. Okay. Recall Mr. Latouse's last words. The witness, it's siren. The siren. Aha! He meant the siren. Yeah, that's what he said. That's right. The siren of the ballad. The Mirror. The Mirror was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness. Well, that's what he said. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, my claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime. Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lemire to the witness stand. Lemire would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is. That sounds a little violent, but okay. It is my distinct honor to welcome the siren of the ballad to our courtroom. You are too kind. Ah, you can speak English? Yes, I can. Though I am not very good. There's much I do not know. You speak so well. Have you spent time here before? Actually, I do not know how I came to know my knowledge of your what? Nor where I studied it. Is she playing coy? What does she mean she doesn't know? I too, though, thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. What's that? The Mirror suffers from amnesia. Amnesia? What? The Mirror is not my true name, yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought. As lauded singer Le Mirror, she lives a good life. I feel like I have a pretty good vocabulary, and I still don't understand some of the words that this game has. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. I see. I care surprisingly little about people's past. You have nothing to fear in this court, Le Mirror. Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness? What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. Le Mirror, let me be frank. I do not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet, that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand. Rude. Oh my. Congratulations, Apollo, you're the bad guy. Ugh. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime. As for what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room, and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying. I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Random stuff likes to break down sometimes. Yeah. I've been pretty lucky. I really haven't had huge major technical issues. It still looks great. Okay. If you see it go off in chat, tell me, because it's easier for me to see the chat than to see the game on OBS. So if you feel like it, if you see that weird color thing flicker again, let me know. Because otherwise I might not notice it for a while. Okay. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be. Wow, you just got badder, Apollo. Way to go. Ugh. Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet. Amira wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. My baby's crying again. A faulty H. Oh, maybe it's the cord. That's a good point, though. Maybe it's the cord. That'd be cheaper to replace than That'd be cheaper to replace than the card or the capture card. BRB, are you gonna walk your dog? Have fun walking Charlie. Okay, I think baby's okay. Actually, that's a good point. Maybe I don't have to. I'd be so angry if I bought a new capture card for $100 whatever dollars that they cost. How much are they going for? How much are capture cards going for? Yeah, like $150. Yeah, it definitely would be way cheaper to try new cables than buy a capture card. Maybe that's what I'll do. I wonder which cord it would be. There's 3 cords. Maybe it would be the HDMI. That would make the most sense. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I think for now I'm just going to make sure it doesn't do it too often. Okay, she's okay. What I saw. As for what I saw nothing. Well, hold on. I guess we'll press on everything like I usually do. But you must have seen something. Mr. Lataus named you. Mr. Lataus? How can I tell you what I don't know? The mirror. He said you were a witness with his dying words. I do not know what he meant to say, but that night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. Maybe. I actually feel like I don't need to press on that. I did not return backstage after the second set. You did not return backstage once? Where were you then? What were you doing? I was cleaning up on stage. Cleaning up what? There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing. And what was Maki with you at the time? Oh, and was Maki with you at the time? Unfortunately, I do not know where he was. So much for an alibi from Maki. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. How was the incident explained to you? Both my doggos have somehow been able to sync up bathroom breaks, so that's nice. That's good. My dogs don't use the bathroom together in the middle of the night. So I have 3 creatures that will wake me up in the middle of the night. Baby and 2 dogs. They never all wake up together. So like baby will wake up, then one dog wants to go outside, and then one dog wants to go outside like a couple hours later. So that's 3 times in one night that I can get woken up. Maybe more if a dog wants to go outside more than once. So that's why I'm tired and angry. I wish they would sync up their bathroom breaks. That'd make life so much easier. I wish everyone would sync up. Like, baby's angry. It'd be nice if the baby would wake up and the dogs would go outside like all at the same time, and then everyone would just go back to sleep together. How was the incident explained to you? I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Lataus died. Of course, investigations require some security. But Mr. Lataus was my manager. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Both Maki and I were beside ourselves with concern. Allow me to apologize, but please understand. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you. Yes, I understand. What doesn't ring true about her testimony? It's hard to imagine Lemire lying. She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. What wouldn't she tell me the night of the murder? Okay, so I missed something. Here, I don't think I pressed on this. It was a great concert. You heard me sing? Thank you. I was hoping to get an autograph later, actually. This is not the time, Apollo. Of course. Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. You're out of line. If anyone deserves an autograph here, it's me. On my gavel. One on my gavel would be nice. Air Judge. What's this? It's my autograph. Now keep this trial moving. What? Oh, my grandchild will be so happy. Apparently his grandson is a big fan. Let us continue, shall we? If you would, Lemire. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance. Okay, so I pressed on that. I didn't press on this. With Maki, correct? How was he then? He seemed as he always does, though I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Latouse's death. Yet, he is not the type to show much emotion. Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches. He answers most questions with, well, he doesn't speak English, and those glinting frames speak nothing. The questioning hasn't gotten very far. Get a translator. I have 5 cats and 3 litter boxes, so that way if more than one cat needs to go potty at a time. We did the same thing when I was growing up. There was a point we had 3 cats, and we had 2 litter boxes for 3 cats. Okay, it still looks good. We sat there, waiting. Okay, so I'm missing something to present. What do I have? Okay, I have the crime scene, victim shot in the shoulder, autopsy report, keys, mixing board. Oh, her brooch was in there. Is that important? I mean, that might be important to present. I think I'm gonna present that here. Dog has pooed. That is always good. Okay. I keep checking OBS. That's gonna be so annoying. Sorry, Peter, if you end up editing this. I apologize that you're gonna have a lot of editing of that to do, but you know, thanks. I think I'm gonna present this brooch because I think that means that she did go back. I'm sorry, Lemire, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's Lemire's. She was wearing it for her song. Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What? This brooch was found after the murder. Exactly. At the very scene of the crime. What? Lemire, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? Exactly. And, as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night. Ah! her face fabric blew up. What is this meaning of this? Lemire, please explain. Lemire? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. She says English is quite difficult. That trick's not gonna work here. Hi, Epic. Welcome in. Yeah, we know you speak English. Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact. What now? In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for— Wait, so if he knows this language, how is he not questioning Maki? Isn't it the same language? What is this game? This is Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. It's the Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. So it's a I guess you would call it a visual novel style game. So we're investigating a murder. Yeah, I'm confused. How is he saying that they're not getting anywhere with the questioning? Oh, but he did say he was met with silence. Okay, so maybe that's what it is. The kid's just not talking at all. I went backstage, but only for a moment. What? Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak. What? Is she really saying all that? Yeah, I feel like, how do we know what she's saying? What's she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident occurred. Ah, Is she talking about that? Wait, what are we talking about? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Mr. Letowski. Oh, here? Cold, so cold. How many times are we gonna have to relive this guy's death? Yes, you're good. How many times are you gonna tell this man he's gonna be fine? He's not fine. Yes, the witness is Siren. Siren? How can a siren witness anything? Gapes! Emma, what was that? Who's there? What's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? It seems fun. I love these games. I know visual novel style games aren't for everybody, but I like them. I think they're a lot of fun. Huh? No. I could have sworn I heard a door close. The vent. It was the vent. I looked into the room. Oh, just a glance, mind you. So this is when your brooch dropped? That explains that. It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it. But that's ridiculous. You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch? Air forehead. Yes? She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence. So she looked in at the crime scene. Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. Air forehead shouting, "Who's there?" No doubt. A horrible voice indeed. Hey, let's not get personal here. I closed the door immediately. Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony. That's too convenient. She's hiding something. A mirror. You did look into the room though, right? Yes. Testify as to what you saw. Very well. Though it was only the briefest of glimpses. When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. I saw nothing. The late Letowski's body was behind a wall. Okay, so we don't need to do that. Then I was led by the police to... Okay, so I think we should press on this. This is a new statement. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Letowski's body was behind a wall. A wall? Was there a wall there? Is what in English? A division or partition, I believe. Yeah, there was one. It was a large dressing room, divided into two halves. And the murder took place in the inside half. I guess that partition might have hidden the body. Oh. Oh, I just realized we can, I think we can, use the sensory thing, the bracelets jiggling up there. I don't see her doing anything though. Is there something I can see her doing, like a twitch? Yeah, perceive, that's what it's called, perceive. I don't know, I don't really see anything. I guess maybe we can try to perceive on her new statement. I saw nothing, the late Mr. Toss's body. Let's try that. Let's try perceiving here. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Letowski's body was behind a wall. Ooh, I did not mean to stall there. Here again. Kind of hard to see with her face mask on. Well, her mouth moved. Oh no, okay. Is it because she's talking? I guess it's because she's talking. Okay, her eyes aren't moving. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so she's in the same position here. That's where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. Maybe I can try perceiving another statement? Here, let me just go through these all. And it maybe will prompt me. Okay. Think, what doesn't ring true about her testimony? It's hard to imagine the mirror lying. She might not be lying, but oh, okay, so that's the same dialogue. Okay, so yeah, I might need to perceive something. That night I was invited. Okay. I saw nothing, the late Mr. Letowski's body. Let's, actually, instead of perceiving... No, I guess that this would have been right. Because I was gonna say maybe we could present this, but the divider really is right there. I mean, you can still kind of see the body. It's like angled. Hold on, let me save the game in case I'm wrong. I'm gonna present this and see what happens. Your Honor. Oh, that statement. No. Okay, that means I'm wrong. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. You sure about that? Okay, objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Justice. No, I lost a point. That didn't go so well. Okay. Is there anything else I could present here? The keys. I feel like, I mean, obviously this is going to be important later if it's part of the court record. I feel like perceiving is the right thing to do, maybe. Here, actually, let's press here. What did you see in that brief glimpse? I'd only opened the door slightly when I heard that horrible voice and shut the door. I've always wondered, Air Forehead, does that voice of yours lack a volume knob? It's my cords of steel, man. Just back off. Okay, that doesn't seem like the right thing to do either. Usually it's the new statement. Let's perceive here, maybe. Maybe I can see if she's got like a twitch or something. Yeah, it's just her mouth moving. You can't really see. So you can't really see her hands. It's pretty much, I mean, her face is covered. The only thing you can really see is her eyes. Maybe she gets like a twitch or something. I see nothing here. Yeah, no twitch, nothing. Yep, just the mouth moving. Okay. Pass. I'm gonna perceive this again. I feel like I'm missing something here. The late Mr. Latouse's body. Okay, her eyes don't twitch at all. And I don't think I can, there's really nothing else to see. Like, you can't see her hands fiddling. Like, literally, it's only her eyes. Maybe I should perceive everything and see if I see, like, a twitch in her eye. Mr. Gavin's room, told to wait there. That was when I learned something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. I want to perceive this. Maybe her eyes will twitch or something. But I wasn't told to do. Nope. No movement. Nothing. Wait, what was that? Oh, I think that's just her mouth moving. Yeah, I think that's all it is. Oh no, am I stuck? Maybe I don't need to perceive. Maybe I need to present something. I mean, I already tried that. Anything else I can present? I went backstage for just a moment. I saw nothing. Yeah, usually when there's a new statement, that's where you need to press or present something. I'm not sure what else I would have to present to her, though. Should I present the crime picture? No, I feel like that's not gonna do anything. Told. That was where I learned something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. Alright, if anyone here knows This is my new icon for if I need help. If there's anyone here that has an idea, this is my phone a friend icon. If anyone has any idea, if there's anyone here right now that knows or has a hint. Otherwise, I might just look it up. Because I'm not sure what else it wants me to do. Told to wait there. I feel like it has to be something to do with this statement. I just wish I had an easier idea of like, am I supposed to present something or do I need to perceive something? I might just look it up because I do need to finish this part of the trial in the next like 30 minutes or so. Otherwise I might keep trying, but let me see. Where am I here? Oh man, I feel like I've barely gotten into this at all. There's still so much. I'm trying not to look too far into the walkthrough, but I feel like I still have a lot I need to do. Okay, so I do have to use the bracelet. Okay, so I do. Okay, so I stopped reading. I do have to perceive something on this statement, but I looked. What else can I? Okay, her hand is like way down here, but it doesn't even let me go that far down. There has to be something with her mouth. But it's okay, so her mouth moving is just talking. Her eyes? Her eyes don't do anything either, though. What is it? Okay, I'm gonna keep reading then. Here, I'll take this off. Oh, okay, so it is her neck. Didn't I notice something about her neck? Oh, okay. Maybe I did notice that. Okay. Yeah, her neck is moving. Gotcha! I feel like there was one part where I was like, I think her neck is moving. Then I was like, no, but I don't know if it was here. The late Mr. Latouse's body, you say? Yes? You know something more about Mr. Latouse's death than you were saying. What? I could see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes. You can fool my eyes because I did not see that. It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latouse have to be shot? One moment, Lemire. Yes? What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Latouse so yeah, how did she know he was shot? Yes? She was hiding something, I knew it. Lemire, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony. Eh? How could that be? Take this. Lemire contradicted her own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it. Oh. Wait, what? How does she know he was shot? That's my question. Should I put this? Uh-oh. Huh. If I do not misunderstand the meaning of oh, okay. Dang it. I clicked the wrong thing. Your evidence is meaningless. Okay. Oh no, I'm gonna lose another point. Darn it. What did she say again? Why did Mr. Latouse have to be shot? That's right. That totally contradicts her testimony. Take this. So because she said she didn't know anything. Well then what? The picture? Oh no, I keep getting it wrong. Oh no. What do I need to present? Okay, I'm gonna have to save this again. I don't want to keep, I don't want to keep losing points. Maybe I need to present the weapon? Oh no, okay, no, I'm gonna reload. It's not the weapon? Because I can only present one of the evidence pieces, right? I don't think I can... Maybe I do need to do the autopsy report? I'm running out of items here. Oh my gosh, are you serious? What does it want me to present? Okay. Because I presented all three of these things. Oh! Okay, so how would she have known this? Okay. I think I need to present this. Information concerning the crime to be restricted to police and related. I mean, I guess she's kind of a related party. Tell me, Lemire. How did you know he had been shot? Eh? Well, immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court? No one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yeah, she's a liar. Yet you knew that Mr. Lataus had been shot. How could you have known? Got her. Can you explain yourself? Lemire, you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope. That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. Now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony. It's just too little too late. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Lataus had been shot. Oh, okay. Only a glimpse, yet you knew there were bullet holes? Yes, I recognized them immediately. I've seen bullet holes before, you know. You've traveled the world as a singer. You must have sung in places far more dangerous in our country. I go wherever my voice is needed. Those places are many these days. That's really cool. I hope I get to travel like Lemire someday. I plan on recording my next album overseas. Their studios have a different sound, you know. Maybe I should go on a Chords of Steel tour too. Okay, is there anything new? Okay. So bullet holes in the wall. And knew Mr. Lataus had been shot. Is there... So, oh, I have another... Okay. So I think I need to present this now because, like, look. If she opened the door, she would not have seen those bullet holes because the door would have been blocking her. So I think this is what I'm supposed to present now. Lemire, they call you the siren of the ballad. But lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. A put-down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice. Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah? Come on, can't I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. Lemire, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct? Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes? But they were in the wall the door is on. You see? Assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes. Exactly. Lemire. Yes? I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something. And I must tell you? I must tell you what it is that I saw? Yes! That's literally what you're supposed to do in court. The happenings in this trial are being recorded. and I'm certain it will be on the news in how did I decide to say this? Borginia? You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it. Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. But she knew how Mr. Lataus died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lemire. Give it up. Very well. Lemire, please continue your testimony. Very well, I shall. What I saw too. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. Oh, we did see that. That's how I saw it. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Maki. It was a grown person. I know it was. So you did witness it? Why didn't you just tell us this from the beginning? And the killer was a grown person, you say? Ugh, this is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Air Forehead. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your cross-examination. Great going, Apollo. You were right about Lemire. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. Okay. I'm curious, is that little window on this diagram? Oh, actually, I don't think it is. Okay. Where can we press? There was something like a little window over there. That's how I saw it. What exactly is something like a little window? Yes, well, window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it is said, yes. You need not worry, Lemire. Your choice of words is impeccable. There's a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail? That little window on the wall. I, saw the crime from there. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. You're certain you heard 2 shots fired? Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. This was when I heard a faint sound, like a gunshot. Wondering what it had been, I peered through the window. That was when I heard the second gunshot, much closer. And there were 2 bullet holes at the scene. No contradictions so far. It all happened on the other side of that window. There was nothing I could do. It was a grown person, I know it was. A grown person. That's a little vague. I'm sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know. Certainly you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female. It was a man, a young man. And you're sure of that? Yes, his voice was quite clear. Voice? She heard him? Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter. As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man. So you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Lataus? Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Lataus who spoke, I would have known. Indeed. My baby's crying really loud. Okay. Oh man, what time is it? 4 o'clock? I hope I can fit here. I'm gonna just look at this walkthrough real fast. I'm not gonna read anything. Oh my god, it seems like there's still so much left. I hope I finish this today. Okay. Indeed. So, you were at the window, and you heard the shooter's voice. The voice of a young man. Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Maki. Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. What's the defense's opinion of this testimony? It's pretty good? Well, I'd have to say it's pretty good. Vital, even. This shows that the shooter wasn't Maki. Huh. Surely you can't be serious, Air Forehead. What? Why not? The mirror. I understand why you would want to protect Maki. Yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad. And lies do not become such a creature. What does the prosecution mean? Apollo, what's he talking about? How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. The state of the room? Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it. What? But I'm sure. The mirror. I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense, but my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. But she's the only eyewitness we have. So you say, and the victim named her, the siren, as the witness? That's right. That's what Mr. Lataus. We heard your claim. We even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. Air Judge. Yes? The prosecution requests that the witness be excused. Please. Well, I feel like we're on a roll. What? Why? I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. There's indeed a question of the witness's credibility. But if Lemire can't testify, then we don't have a chance of proving Maki. Yeah, I feel like this is a really bad time to dismiss her. This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case. Danke. Danke? Now, where were we? And yes, I would like to hear from Fraulein Detective again. Wait, let me hear Lemire's testimony one last time. The cross-examination is already over. Until such a time as a need arises, this witness may leave the stand. I'm sorry, I feel like we were on a roll with her testimony. This is a really bad time to dismiss her. This seems very unprofessional, Judge. I feel like this would not happen in a real courtroom. At last, back to the real trial. Ready, Air Forehead? Ugh, I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Fraulein Detective, how far had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted? Don't ask me. I just like saying the same thing twice, and I never repeat a song for an encore. If you would, Miss Sky? I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Lataus' killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling. Ah yes, there's only one door in the room, and a witness, you, was standing in front of it. That air vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through. I certainly would have a difficult time. You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for a killer is the defendant. A virtuoso performance. I could not have put it better myself. She does state a clear case. Though reading the report, something caught my eye. Oh, what's that? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest. The circumstances again? Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Maki? That was bizarre. He was just like laying there. She's right. Why did Mr. Lataus' body disappear from the room and end up on top of that stage tower, holding a guitar no less? A perceptive observation, Air Judge. Thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough. You get a nose for things, heh. The judge sure seems pleased with himself. Very good, Fraulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us? Why was the body moved, and how does that lead us to the killer? Good questions. The missing body. I believe Maki stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match the mirror's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim, and Maki practically left his signature at the scene. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Lemire's song? Yes, the guitar serenade. You noticed its code too, did you not? Its code? All the events that day followed the lyrics to our song. Sugar, sugar, oh night in your embrace. First the keys my heart held on to so tightly were stolen. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame on stage. Mr. Lataus' life was taken by a bullet. Oh, the rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. That's mad. It's like a story out of some fairy tale. That is a little strange. I admit, I'd forgotten about the song. But there it is now, waiting for me. The grand finale, as it were. Hey, you know I was the one who first noticed that. I've heard of jumping rope to songs, not counting to songs. But killing? It's a wild world out there, Air Judge. Very true. Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next, the cross-examination. I'm not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing. Please don't. Okay, what do we want to press on? Missing body. He moved the body to match the mirror. How? How would a little boy move that body? Does the prosecution have any idea why he'd do all this? You want my scientific opinion? No clue. But he clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. Some deep reason. A deep reason? Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar. Unforgivable acts even if he had a reason. And worse if he had none. The deepest complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this just on a whim. Fraulein Detective, I take offense at that description. Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say. Yes, this crime was planned for sure. By a little boy. Again, by a little boy. Oh, hold on. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim, are we sure? But Mr. Lataus spoke English. He may have come back to this country before. I looked into that, I assure you. Oh? It was his first time in this country, it seems. Apparently, he learned English on his own. Great. You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion. It does seem difficult to imagine. Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt. He sweat. What did you say? Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song? No, he did not. Don't be silly. Of course not, and I am quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need promotion? Everyone already listens to my music. They're even in my textbook at school, and I never heard of them. What does that say about me? That you're lame. It's okay. We all are. Or I am. I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. Okay, that was a long statement. He left his signature at the scene. What do you mean by his signature? His fingerprints? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. Oh, the bullet holes? The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. And that means what exactly? That dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. No, you can't be serious. Maki, he can't see. That's why he missed? It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, yeah? Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice, what do I do now? Usually the answer is to raise an objection. Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible. And it might have been the revolver's fault. The revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? The shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon. Why? It could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Maki Tobaye, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw off his aim. Okay. Wait, but wouldn't that just, am I just saying he did it? A convincing argument to be sure. Haha, take that, smug prosecution. Apollo? Huh? What? That bit about Maki being tiny and the gun throwing him off his aim, aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it? I was about to say, that sounds implicating. It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Oh no, am I gonna lose a point? Cripes, I really put my foot in it this time. Well, let's get the facts of the matter on the record. If you would, Fraulein Detective. Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony. Ooh, okay. New testimony. From the start of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind. Or the state of the crime scene. You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that. I wouldn't call it proof per se. Huh? You've merely raised a possibility. Fraulein Detective has made a most logical conjecture based on the evidence. Of course, there's more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Oh, good point. Ah, very good point. Well, Fraulein Detective, if you would care to explain. He certainly seems sure of himself. Recall the crime scene if you would. Okay. I mean, there's a ladder. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. But that still doesn't explain how he knew it was there. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Maki Tobaye. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of that stepladder. Why is this the first time I'm hearing about? But if he's blind, he still wouldn't know where it was, right? You could have figured it out for yourself. You only needed to consider what the stepladder was doing there. Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder. Well, air forehead? Out of ammunition, perhaps? I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught the scent of blood. Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need. We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place. Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? I'm gonna save. I don't have very much points left. Okay. I'm gonna present evidence? Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge. As I knew you would, Air Forehead. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because they couldn't see. Therefore, Maki, who's blind, did it. The defense will please present their evidence. Oh no. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see. Yeah, it's a tough one. Let me look at this picture. How do I prove that he couldn't, or that he could see? Is there something about his body? Maybe? Is there something about the gun? What happens if I present the gun? Oh no. That was a point. No, okay, hold on. I'm gonna reload. Is it this one? Yeah. You think you know? Oh, it takes me back here. Okay, I'll allow it. What do you think it is? Normally I would keep trying, but I really have to finish this, like, quickly. Okay, where does it want me to present? The photo? This photo? Just out of curiosity, what about this photo makes you think that this would overturn? Because I guess I'm missing that part of it. Like, what about the photo would prove that the shooter wasn't blind? The blood looks weird. Well, it looked like he was trying to write something in his own blood. Here, I'll present it and see what happens. Yeah, I think he was trying to write something, but I'm not sure how that connects to the shooter not being blind. But I'll present it and see what happens. This is that evidence. Oh, you're right. Okay, I guess I just don't understand why it's right. The photograph of the crime scene? I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, yeah? Very well, show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. You were right, yeah, you were right. So, I mean, the contradiction, I mean, I guess I'll point out this weird writing. But again, I don't know I don't see the connection how this proves the shooter wasn't blind. Unless the shooter wrote it, but why would the shooter write in this guy's blood? The contradiction is right here. The smeared blood stains? I thought it was just my blurry vision, but it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head, much like a gesture I have seen many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something. Aha, I get it. At least I think I get it. Get what, Fraulein? When Mr. Lataus was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? Oh, are they saying the shooter tried to smear it himself? And what would he write but in his own blood? Pretty good, huh? Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Maybe we should get a translator who knows this language. Uh-oh, what's wrong with my controller? Drat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. Exactly. Okay, I see the connection now. No one else No one has anything else to say? I can't talk. About what? So the prosecution accepts this? You agree this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out? What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Taus was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was. Saw! Exactly. Wait. Once he saw what it was? But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Ooh. Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Maki Tobaye, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Yep. Yeah, definitely not the first time that I've gotten the answer without knowing the reason why. Please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now, it seems I owe the court an apology. The Gaviners are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred during our concert. Apparently, this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely. Okay, that sounds bad. It's literally your job. I'm not sure I'm liking the vibe I'm getting here. Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't. And he's about to tell us. Hehehehe. I've got an idea. Let's rock with these documents. But before that, I have a question for the Fraulein detective, if I may. What? Tell me. Why do you think that Maki Tobaye is blind? I don't know. We're not his doctor. What did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course? He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lemire lead him around by the hand? Are they saying he's not blind? No way. I have a report here on the defendant, Maki Tobaye. According to this, Maki Tobaye can see perfectly well. What? His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borginians. He can see quite well. Uh-oh. But you said... What did I say exactly? Air forehead? Not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. Oh. The only one who did was Fraulein detective. But that's a significant fact, yes. Yeah, I feel like that should have been presented from the beginning. This feels deceptive. Consider, Maki Tobaye sees, and he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Air Forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the .45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, Air Forehead. Ah! Oh no. Uh-oh. I knew you didn't have what it took. You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize. Ha ha ha. Oh, sorry. That's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out. Ahem. If we can please end the bickering. Now. Whatever. I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me. But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant. Oh, don't say that. Aha, what? Is bloodstained. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written there. Oh, really? You can do that? That's right. With this. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it. It's a chemical that reacts to blood. Oh, yes, we have done those. Have we done those tests yet? Ha, as if I'm going to tell you. The bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Yeah, seems important. Okay. Right. Go for it, Apollo. Huh? I have to do the test? You just have to spray the luminol and it's simple. Okay, we're going to spray and pray. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it. Okay. Right. Ready? As easy as pie. Just press A to spray an area. Here, give it a try. The eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hand's shaking. Ah, let's do this. Spray, spray, spray. Oh, am I done already? That's fast. Okay. I mean, it's obviously going to be written in his language, right? Wow, it really works. This must be the power of science. It says it picks 314206. Is that the killer's name? Obviously not. Maybe it is if the killer was a robot. Aha, I have it. So, what is it? I thought those letters IPX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. Interpol? You mean the International Police? Okay, this is getting above our pay grade here. Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international. Is that his number? But why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Lataus even know a was Mr. Lataus like acting as an agent, but he's really a part of Interpol? Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on. Eh? Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. No, not the guy with the hair. Is he still wearing his rock uniform? Darian, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. I'm not sure what to think of all this. Not him, exactly. The prosecution's cases are airtight, or so it seems. Yet if this number is really that of an Interpol agent... Oh wait, I know. What if Miss Maki Tobai is really an undercover... You think the child is an Interpol agent? I think Mr. Lataus was maybe undercover himself? That would be a possibility. A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain. Why would a child be an undercover agent? Why did Miss... Dog's barking. Why did Lataus know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Maki Tobaye. What are you talking about? Fraulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see, just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you, though that seems like a very important detail. You had me until that last bit. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, sure. Why did Maki pretend he couldn't see? Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, Air Forehead? I guess maybe to get sympathy? I don't know. Maki Tobaye pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? He's on from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? No, the moment that I heard that report, I knew why. I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Maki Tobaye pretended to be blind, but it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now? It wasn't for himself? Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? Again, usually the answer is show evidence. Maki had no reason to pretend he couldn't see. Which means, no, it couldn't be. Good show, Air Forehead. It seems you've thought of something. Ugh. Why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well. Look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. Is this it? Her publicity card? No. Oh, sightseeing music? Is no. Actually, I'm not sure. Oh. I can't save. Uh-oh. Is this it? There's nothing about being blind in these lyrics. Publicity postcard. Oh, I wish I could save. I don't know, I just feel like this postcard's important. But I don't know why. That is the mirror? The mirror and Maki Tobaye. It would have to be the sightseeing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Lemire and Maki Tobaye recall their relationship, in particular their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Lemire and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. Yeah, the word sightseeing is what got me. She led him at all times, never letting him go. All times, Yet we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Maki could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time? Well, wasn't it part of their performance? I think there's a simpler explanation. Maki did not need to be led by the hand at all. That could only mean one thing. What does it mean? Really, it was all the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand. Is Lemire the blind one? What's this? So you mean to say that Lemire is... she's... Yes, Your Honor. Lemire is... What a plot twist. This changes everything. Order, order, order. This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin. Is it now? Please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I could see about the defense is his vast forehead. Yet I see it is not vast in vain. This time. He's quite correct. But that makes no sense. Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in Sound or something? Well, since we have her here, why not ask Lemire herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me, I had no idea she couldn't see. I hadn't even imagined it until now. Bailiff, bring in Lemire. Uh-oh. Lemire. It pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way. Let me adjust. Ugh, I'm starting to slump. Hopefully this is wrapping up soon though. I literally need to finish in like 10 minutes. Maybe 15 if I can do this quickly. Okay, am I adjusted? Posture looks a little better. Okay. And yet I must. Please, do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes. She really can't see. That's why when I was trying to perceive, I was like, there's nothing going on in her eyes. Because she's blind. Those eyes, she really can't see? Really? It is true. How funny is it that a tiny lie born in the Borgidian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world? So you were... Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lemire. Know too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lemire. I see. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial, Air Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. Ah. Now, Lemire, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor? Yes? Though I admit I'm a little lost here. I think we're all a bit lost, Your Honor. Uh-oh. Lemire's eyes. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. But this is a murder trial. I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would... She told us the truth in the beginning. When she said she saw nothing. Oh, so she didn't lie. She just omitted the truth. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine. What is there left to ask? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it's best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand. The importance of thinking for yourself. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Okay, there's only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy. Okay, I'm gonna save again. I wonder if that means I can only press on one thing. That happens sometimes. Okay, what do I want to cross-examine? I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I'd pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. Press? When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Lataus? Of course. He was my manager. So he knew. And that's what's been bugging me. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You were thinking of when you discovered the body, yes? Am I? Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. He's alive. So, Taos, can you hear me? Cold. So cold. Witness. You're cold? Okay, we're gonna go over the... Yes, no, help was not on the way. He died. Can't see. He's saying she can't see. Oh, maybe that's what he meant. Mr. Lataus told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. I don't know. Tisk tisk. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning, there's no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. The witness, siren? We've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. I remember them well myself, but that statement is not what I refer. I mean what he said before that. Before? What came before that? Ah! That's right. He tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. I see. Too bad the defense did not. Well, Air Forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Alright. Order. Recall Lemira's earlier testimony. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. Because she was blind? But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. Well, that is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Lataus witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots. And the man's voice. Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course. But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant. Bailiff, Your Honor. What is it, Bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here? We have the results back from the investigation. Investigation? The Interpol number that Mr. Lataus left us. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescend? Your report, please. Alright, Mr. Hare. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Darian. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Lataus. I knew it. What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Lataus himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. I don't want to see your hair. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity, and a cautious killer tried to wipe them away. Mr. Lataus was an undercover Interpol agent, so him being Lemira's manager was just a cover, most likely, so he was maybe investigating them for some reason. There's one other important detail I found. Well, out with it. It concerns that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Lataus. Oh, he had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything. It's gotta tie in somehow. Well, I mean, it probably gives more motive, right? To someone? Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. I don't know how to say. Oh, no, I want to call him Crescent, like Crescent Roll. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. It's his voice. Darian did it. The guy with the hair. He did it. Lemire, is something the matter? That voice just now. Darian? Mr. Darian, is it? It was him. I am sure of it. You know what? That hair is a crime, and he also committed a crime. It was him? You weren't saying... That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Lataus, when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. I guess the band's breaking up. It was Mr. Darian. Is this some kind of a joke? Ah! Oh, no way. His hair is so inappropriate, it has to be him. Exactly. The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state, the trial had to be suspended temporarily. He should be arrested for murder and the hair. I'd never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. A mirror. Fingering? Fingering Darian Crescend? Fingering? That's a weird way to phrase that. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. And a murderer, apparently. Could it really have been his voice the mirror heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo. Well, we need to wimp out because I gotta... Okay, good. Whew. I was like, I'm running a little long today. I literally have to log off like right now. Like right now. Save progress, yes, please. Cool. All right. Well, normally I would do more of an outro, but I gotta get the baby and get ready for dinner quickly. Let me stop recording. Perfect. Okay, well, I appreciate everyone who was here, or for anyone who watches the VOD later. So reminder, my birthday stream will be Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. We'll be doing Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Hopefully an Echoes of Wisdom episode will come out Thursday if I can get it edited, and I think that's all. Thanks everyone for being here. I will see everyone